my boyfriend and I have been dating for about a year, so we're speaking about marriage, and he had mentioned that he would never get married without a prenup. And I've always been against the idea of a prenup. I do understand the logic behind them, but and he's worth a lot more than I am financially. He has a lot more in assets and all of that. So I just feel like if a man says that he won't get married without a prenup, it makes me feel like it's an unsafe marriage for me to enter into because he's planning for divorce, basically, or preparing for it, if that makes sense.
Have you shared that with him? Those exact words?
Yes.
How did he respond?
And well, he said that he feels like I'm being ungrateful because he would be willing to, take on me and my two children, and I shouldn't question
So this is
a
an act of
prenup.
charity for him, and you should ask for no more. He's already doing the most by letting you into his life.
That's, that's kind of the
That's how it
one
makes
that
you
I've
feel.
Does
gotten.
that feel on brand for him? Like, was that a shocking answer? Are you like, wow, that's not what I was expecting you to say? Or was it like, yeah, it's kind of like his like MO?
Well, I was pretty surprised when you said that, and it was a little upsetting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't. I understand that money is important, obviously, but there are things that I value more than money, and there's no amount of money that would be worth a divorce to me, or like dragging my children through a failed marriage and all of that. So
Sure.
Is this second marriage for both of you or one of you?
it's a second marriage for me. I was married young, but we were married for about 6 years. And when I was getting ready to have our child, he decided he didn't want to be married anymore.
Mm.
So I've been a single mom for the last 11 years, and this is his first marriage. He's never been married. He has no children, so he's been alone his whole life.
Okay.
This is where I want to start with this. I think people should protect themselves because of the world we live in. If you have assets, if you have retirement, if you have, money that you've worked really hard for, you should protect yourself. I don't see a prenup as a bad thing at all for men or for women. I remember saying this when, I was dating someone. I told her like, hey, whatever's yours is yours. And I don't mind legally signing paperwork to make sure that if things didn't work out between us in a marriage, that I couldn't touch not a penny of it. And I find it just hypocritical to hear people say, well, if you're wanting to do a prenup, it's like you're planning for the marriage to fail. No, it's like if you're paying for insurance for your car, you're not planning to get in an accident. You have it just in case. And sometimes things happen and it's not even your fault. But it's good to have insurance, car insurance for that. Likewise, in a marriage, especially the way it's done here, if you have things that you'd like to protect, you can't control anybody. Somebody can marry you, they can lie to you, they can, cheat on you, they can do all kinds of things. And if you don't have things in place to protect yourself, to protect your assets, to protect the things you've worked hard for, they can actually take those things from you, get half of it or get a lot of it. Who knows? And you're marrying someone who he's never been married, she's been married already, she has 2 children. That has to be concerning and kind of, scary. Like, okay, if he lets all his guards down and he marries her and doesn't get a prenup, she can make up her mind to where she's just not happy anymore. People can change their mind and do what they want. And no matter what he does, no matter what he says, she can leave. And when the courts are involved, they're not interested in, all the hard work you've done. They're not interested in whether or not this woman is playing you or whether or not that man is playing you, the court system is going to work in a way that benefits the court. They are all about the money. They're all about the dollar bill, y'all. So I totally agree with him protecting himself and his assets. Now, I don't have to like his the way he said it, like she should be grateful. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's crazy. Like, that's like, I'm doing you a favor. That's insane. But I also don't believe her when she says, there's nothing that, no amount of money that would make me want to go through another divorce and drag my children. I don't believe it. Don't believe it. Now, she could be telling the truth, but I don't believe that that's enough to just not get a prenup. If that's the case, then you have nothing to lose. Just sign the prenup. If you love him, you believe in him, and he wants to get married, you're not losing anything. I mean, if you're that nervous about being married to this man, then you shouldn't be marrying him. Point blank, period. Point blank, period.
And you have one child, you said?
I actually have two. So I had a second child. She just turned 3.
Okay. Not with him though, correct?
Right.
With this boyfriend. Okay, so how much more is he worth than you, would you say?
See, what's concerning me, like in these type of situations, people don't really share all of the details. So she shared that she had a child with her husband, her first husband, and he decided didn't want to be married. So did y'all have a second child? It sounds like she had a second child with someone else, and now she has 2 children, one from her first husband, one from someone else, and now she wants to marry this man, and she doesn't like the way it make her feel. Like if you notice, when she described what she was describing, she never said anything, about like, outside of her emotions. She just talked from a feeling type of place. No concern for, like, she didn't say anything like, I can really understand where he's coming from. And, well, she might have mentioned it a little bit of it, but not enough to where she's willing to sign, And I think just not because of fear, but out of protection, it's the right thing to do for this man to make sure he has a prenup in place. Or, even if it was a woman.
10+ million, $1 million, $500,000, less than $500,000?
I don't know exactly. The number that he gave me was $2 million, like between retirement and assets, savings, all of that.
Okay.
And what is he wanting to protect going into this marriage exactly?
Anything that he has right now. So all of his assets and retirement and all of that. He says it wouldn't be fair if we were to get divorced. It wouldn't be fair for me to get half of everything he's worked for. And I understand the logic. And I'm not saying I want half of everything. I'm saying I don't want to go into this marriage like talking about divorce because I'm 36 years old and
get that prenup, young man. Whoever you are, get that prenup, because this is what's going on. She's using this conversation about protecting his assets as a means to say you're thinking about divorce. That's not what's happening here. You're missing the forest for the trees. He's saying, if we don't work out, I want to make sure what I've worked hard for is safe. That's it. That's all. It has nothing to do with I'm preparing for a divorce. No, I just want to make sure the things I've worked hard for, that if we don't work out, if you choose to leave, if something happens, I have insurance, I have protection. When someone doesn't want to understand this, they have no interest in protecting you. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Because there's no way.
if I'm going to be getting divorced in 5 years, I'd rather not get married.
Right. No, I hear you.
I think you guys are just missing each other communication-wise. And he has his reasons and you have your reasons, and neither of you are getting to the root of it and understanding each other.
Well, and my problem, Beth, is, I don't think he's necessarily in the wrong, because I will be honest, our teaching around prenups, it kind of varies a little bit. Like, we don't really have a hardcore teaching. I think we were more hardcore no prenup for a long time. And as the years have gone on and different situations, different, divorce law in certain states, like, there's an understanding if there is a significant difference in net worth, that if you choose to protect it with a prenup, like, it's not necessarily wrong, right? For in his sake. So I'm not going to say that he is wrong, but where I do think he's wrong and what I get the ick about is the way he's responding to you in it. And it makes you feel like he's valuing his money over you.
And I think that's the problem as well. She's feeling a certain way, but you have to be mature enough and understanding enough to recognize the risk that he's taking as well. And it's almost like a double risk, because he'll be risking the possibility of going through a divorce, which is emotionally damaging. It could be, it's mentally damaging. I've seen what it do to men and women. But then he also lose his assets that he's worked hard for. I don't think this is hard to comprehend. This is just my personal opinion. I don't think it's hard to comprehend when you really want to do right about people. Like, if you are sincere about doing right about people when things work out and even when they don't, this is not something that's hard to grasp. Like, I remember, like I said, I brought up earlier, I told that young lady, like, if we get married and we're to go through a divorce, it's just conversation. It's part of preliminary, discussions to make sure we're on the same page. If she has something that belongs to her, I think she should protect it. Not because she doesn't trust me, but because people can and may do things that are unpredictable. They may tell you in the beginning, hey, no, I wouldn't do that. And then on the back end, burn you. So no, don't trust what they say they're going to do. Get things in writing. There's a reason why people put things in writing and have contracts and come to these agreements. There's a reason for this insurance. There's a reason for protection for situations that are outside of your control. And what I've learned is, if all else fails, honor God and take care of business. The feelings and all of that will fall in place. And if someone really wants to be with you, they won't have a problem, especially if they know your heart and they trust you. They won't have a problem signing a prenup, because they're not interested in getting over you, getting over on you. They're just interested in being with you. And that in itself is more valuable than anything that they can get from you if a divorce was to take place. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I would love to hear what y'all thoughts are on this. As I always say, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. You can connect with the brand online and also get merch, like this shirt that I'm actually wearing. That's www.there'shopebrand.com. Again, that's www.there'shopebrand.com. And you can also donate if you'd like to donate to this channel. That's in the description as well. And until then, I'll catch y'all in the next video.